the market was shifting. And I knew that if I got very strategic and very focused, that I could work with investors who were coming into our market wanting to get bargains. I could speak their language, and I was a great agent for them because I could scout out good buys that I knew they would win on.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So when was your story? What was this bottom moment that hit that you said, "Oh, I had to rethink everything I'm gonna do again. I need to redesign everything because this is not working for me." What happened?
Yeah, so I was in also in the world of real estate. So I've been a licensed real
Wow,
estate
welcome.
broker since 2001.
Okay.
And at the time, I was married to a gentleman who was a contractor, and
Mm-hmm.
2008 came, and the two main industries that were decimated by the crash of the markets were construction and real estate.
Yeah, yeah.
So we got the sort of double whammy to the household, and it sort of ignited this 5-year period for me where all of my finances just went to nil. My health suffered. We ended up getting divorced. And everything that I had in my life up to that point sort of became unrecognizable to me. But I am so grateful for this huge shaking up of my life, because without it, I wouldn't have the Innovation and Creativity Institute to the degree that I do today.
Wow,
I wouldn't have written a book. I wouldn't have restarted my travel overseas. I wouldn't have accessed my innate creativity and begun to pursue being a real accomplished artist. I wouldn't be talking to you. So all of these things would not be in my life. I
definitely.
would I would still be this person who was working 80 hours a week selling real estate, making
Mhm.
great money,
Yeah.
um, and enjoying it, but I would not have discovered and sort of excavated
The full potential.
through a trial by fire the core of who I truly am, and brought all of that back into my life and into my work.
Yeah, I think that as an entrepreneur, we have this DNA, this spirit within us, right? That
Mhm.
we're gonna be entrepreneurs, and we decided to go to this path. However, sometimes, right? Um, to give you an example, I had the dream once that I want to have a restaurant. Yeah, I
Mhm.
don't know where this is coming from, but I really wanted to have a restaurant, and and then I did have my restaurant, and I lost 200,000 pounds in my dream. Yeah, so now I already fulfilled that, and that restaurant realized what I don't want. And it's not that I don't want to go into a restaurant business anymore, but I didn't want anymore for my life to be Monday to Sunday in that place that that needs a lot of supervision,
Mm.
that is so sensitive to clients, that it was like the best master in business and administration. I always said to my clients, or the people that want to study business and administration here in London, it costs from 60,000 to who knows how much per year. I said, look, if you want to do a proper MBA, open a restaurant in London, you will see how quickly you want to learn about business. Because it's a business that you need a lot of skills. The clients, the chef, the ways, the thing, the whole operation is a lot of skills. Yeah, Sometimes I
Mm.
ask to restaurant owner, look, if you manage to make a restaurant successful, what are you doing restaurant? In the first place, it's a nightmare, in my opinion, right? So the whole point is that you realize what you don't want, and you can
Hmm.
always reinvent yourself. I think that you have your spirit of entrepreneur, and you came back, but a new you came back, right? So that experience probably share with you. You realize what you don't want. So what was that thing that you don't want anymore? That you actually start to work in the creativity, you design this new business that is keeping you happy. I can tell, you very proud of what you're doing. You know the value that you add into a marketplace. So what was what you didn't want anymore? Tell us.
So I was under the impression
Mm-hmm.
from my experience in the Western world and a young woman who was growing up, had grown up in the southern part of the United States,
Mm-hmm.
that in order for me to have value,
Mm-hmm.
I needed to achieve something
Mm-hmm.
that it didn't just come baked in, that
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't innate or intrinsic to me, that I had to go earn that worth, that I didn't
This
have.
approval from the people around you, from the society, right?
Correct. That was a message that somehow I absorbed as a young person. And so I took that faulty um, programming. And when I became an entrepreneur, it became something that was woven in with the cultural lore that in order for us to have the success and freedom that we crave, we have to work ourselves into oblivion. So that was perfect for me because I thought, oh, that must be absolutely true. I have to work to have value and I have to work to be
Hard.
successful.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you have to work, but to the
Yeah.
degree that I was working. So when the world turned upside down for me, I recognized that I didn't recognize myself anymore. That the person who I was in my teens, 20s, and 30s, because this happened when I was in my 40s,
Mm-hmm.
she was a very faint outline. The person who I was in my 40s was a very faint outline of who I truly was. And I
Wow.
knew that I had to find her and reclaim her and bring her back front and center.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't, again, quite sure how I was going to do that initially. I just knew in my gut that in order for me to find peace and freedom and happiness and wealth and success, that I was going to have to really go back to the beginning and get rid of the stuff that wasn't my true authentic self and remember who I truly was and bring all of that forward.
Wow, that's very, very inspiring. And I think that, it hit you that you're working so hard, and, and you think that you're making everybody happy, and everybody say, wow, she's very successful, look. But you're working hard and hard and seeking approval from everybody around you, from, I don't know, friends, family, husband, whatever, whoever, and you are in this rat race, and then
Mhm.
all of a sudden a credit crunch come, and you asking yourself, what is this hard work that I had done for? I'm back to
Yes.
zero. So
Yes.
working hard, it was not a solution, because you did
Correct.
work really hard, and now you are in zero.
I
So,
had negative
oh
250,000.
my God, yeah, tell me about when the properties go negative equity and so on. What a headache. Yeah, tell me about it, right? And then you are like, what happened? Because again, the marketplace changed. An innovation come and can work you out, and you have to come back. You have to accept that you have to reprogram yourself. You need to come back in a different form as an entrepreneur, and you need to now be more cautious that even if you work hard, if you don't strategically organize the business that you want to be in, the product that you sell, and you don't innovate enough, and you are observing your environment, what's happening, maybe the whole hard work can be zero or worse, negative, right?
Yes, yes. Well, and I decided that I was going to pursue two parallel paths. I was in my room during the summer of 2010, and I was about to literally put my head back to take a nap, and an idea came to me. I was in this world that interestingly, that you access when you are creating something, when
Yeah.
you're making something, this sort of liminal space between being awake and being asleep. And here comes the idea. Okay, I'll start a real estate office on 4th Street here in my hometown of Highlands. And I will create something that is like a European business model where the office is tiny and we use
Yeah.
the town as the office.
Yeah.
But it will be beautiful. And I have, of course, no money. So I have no idea yet how I'm going to make that happen. But I knew that if I positioned myself with the other businesses around that location, I could piggyback market without spending money. My
Yeah.
presence would be enough to pull people to me. And if I had the best physical location that was unique and special, and the best online location that was unique and special, and that if everything I did was lean and very focused and very agile
You
and
got
very
everything.
responsive, that I could not only survive, but I could thrive.
Wow.
So I created an office.
You came back in a
Now,
different form. Yeah.
I took a space that was totally unattractive and closed off to this place on 4th Street. And I renovated it, and it became like one of the most adored and loved and admired spaces in
Wow.
town because it had such an unusual look.
It was beautiful. Yeah.
Beautiful. And I brought people in by the dozens who were just interested in knowing what this building was.
What was going on? Yeah.
Yes. And then once I got them in, then I could talk to them about buying some real estate.
Yeah.
So I was very, very successful there. We were still in the Great Recession when I opened, but I could see
Wow.
in the crystal ball, the market was shifting. And I knew that if I got very strategic and very focused, that I could work with investors who were coming into our market wanting to get bargains. I could speak their language, and I was a great agent for them because I could scout out good buys that I knew they would
Get a
win
good
on.
return and so on.
Exactly.
And it was the best time to buy, actually.
It was
Especially in
a
US, the best time
tremendous.
ever to buy. It was
If people had courage and cash, they were going to win.
Yeah.
And so I did real estate, and I was very successful. And I then started this parallel work with the Innovation and Creativity Institute. And I was bouncing kind of back and forth between the two. And I still am, as a matter of fact, but I'm doing the innovation and creativity work.
It should be, people should be crazy. They leave real estate,
Oh, it's,
always,
I
still
love
invest
doing
in real estate. We love it. Yeah.
It's so fun. I love negotiating. I love making a great deal. I love dazzling my clients and helping them find something amazing. So that is such a beautiful path for anyone. I highly recommend real estate.
We love the income that giving us every month.
Oh,
after
totally.
We pay the mortgage and we get the rent. Yeah, it's so beautiful. It's like a salary without doing nothing, right?
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs, that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.